Hey everybody, it's Dr. Gerstmar from Aspire Natural Health. I came across a cool new study that I wanted to share with you guys, and it is entitled, it's a bit of a mouthful, it is entitled Serotonin is Involved in Autoimmune Arthritis Through Th17 Immunity and Bone Resorption. Don't worry, I'll break that down for you. What it says is, at least in mice, and could well be in humans, a deficiency of serotonin, which is a lot of us have heard about, right? The chemical in the brain, the thing that antidepressants like Paxil, Prozac, the thing that those drugs modify, is involved in autoimmune disease, and specifically in this study, rheumatoid arthritis. Now, I've been hearing through, kind of back channels and chatter that serotonin deficiency and using nutrients and herbs that bring up serotonin levels has been helpful in at least some cases of IBD, inflammatory bowel disease like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. And I'll admit it's not something I've dug deeply into, but yet another avenue to explore for both myself and any patients out there. But this is the first time I've heard about serotonin being involved in rheumatoid arthritis, and likely here, and I'll tell you a little bit about it, probably plays a part in all autoimmune diseases. Now, again, just a reminder, there is not one single cause of autoimmune disease. Not everybody with autoimmunity is going to have leaky gut or serotonin deficiency or parasite infections or on and on and on, right? But a lot of these factors are pretty common. A lot of them usually cluster together and bring on autoimmune disease for people. So let's just take a second. What is serotonin? So we've talked about it. Most people have heard it's a chemical in your brain, right? Called the happy hormone, kind of, sort of, true, does a lot of different things, right? What most people don't realize, what even I wasn't taught in school, is that there's actually more serotonin outside your brain than inside. So your gut, for example, your digestive tract has a ton of serotonin in it, and it's involved in the motility or the movement. So we're looking at people with SIBO and other motility disorders, and one cause can be insufficient serotonin, right? Also, again, most people don't know this, serotonin is involved in clotting of your blood. So if you don't actually have enough serotonin, your blood may not clot correctly. But what this study did for us is it showed that not only those things, but serotonin's also involved in the immune system. And so what they found is that there is a type of immune cell called a Th17 immune cell. Now, this cell is really good at destroying things like bacteria and parasites, things like that. But it's really destructive in the process. And we know that inflammation kicks up about 10 notches when these Th17 cells get involved. And what they showed in this study is when these mice who were deficient in serotonin, their inflammation, their autoimmunity kicked in. They had a lot more Th17 activation, meaning a lot more inflammation than in the group of mice who had sufficient serotonin levels. They also found another critically important cell called a Treg, or a T regulatory cell, or the type of cell that turns down inflammation, prevents autoimmunity. These mice were deficient, so serotonin seems to play a role in quieting or turning down the Th17, the destructive cells, and turning on the Treg, again, the quieting, the calming down cells. So a deficiency reverses that. What they also found that was interesting was that cells called osteoclasts, now these are the cells that break down bone. So all of us every day have a balance of the cells that build up bone and a balance and the cells that break down bone. And we need both of those things to happen to have good healthy bones. But when the balance is tipped towards more breakdown than buildup, then we lose bone. We get into things like osteopenia, which is low bone mass, or osteoporosis, which is, greatly increased risk of having bone fractures. They found that, again, in these serotonin deficient mice, that the osteoclasts, that serotonin seemed to turn down the osteoclasts, and without that, there was more activation, more bone breakdown. So again, we start to think there are probably many causes of bone loss, osteopenia, osteoporosis, but another angle that most of us haven't thought about before is, could it be a deficiency of serotonin. Now, the obvious question is, okay, if this is playing a role, what can we do about it? And let me be honest with you, we don't have a lot of answers right now. Could antidepressants, Paxil and Prozac and these other things, be helpful treatments? It's possible they could. Could nutrients like 5-HTP or tryptophan, the B vitamins, the magnesium, the other nutrients necessary to cause that conversion, allow those allow those nutrients to be made into serotonin, could those be really helpful? Absolutely, they could. We have no proof right now. It is something I'll be looking at in addition to the anti-inflammatories. So again, we have a systematized, proven method that we move people through to help them deal with issues like autoimmune disease. And things like addressing serotonin levels have not been a part of my protocol. It's definitely something I'll be looking into now. And if we're getting good results, it's something we'll be letting you know about. So, serotonin, antidepressants, rheumatoid arthritis. We learn something new every day. It was certainly an eye-opener for me, and I hope it was helpful for you. Listen, folks, if we can help you, give us a call or drop us a line, okay? You can find us at at Aspire Natural Health, ASPIRE, aspirenaturalhealth.com or facebook.com/Aspire Natural Health. Until next time, take care.